Welcome back, guys. I'm Nicole Ward, and today I am going to talk about branding. This is such an underutilized tool in business growth and development. And this is for any business. There are lots of small business out there that are not consistent with their brand. Today, I'm going to talk about just some key things that you need to know about building your brand and why your brand is so important in your real estate business. I want you to think about the major brands that we see regularly. Target, Nike, Disney, Apple, those are all really big brands that if you saw just the logo or you saw something even close to resembling the brand, you would instantly recognize what it is. Let's talk about Disney. Disney is a brand where we know exactly what it's for, we know what it does, we recognize they have several different logos because they're a major brand, but we recognize them. So I want you to think about the Disney brand. Is their font inconsistent? So think about the Disney word, D-I-S-N-E-Y, Disney. If you see the Disney word spelled out, let's put it right here, Disney. If you see that spelled out, have you ever seen it in a font other than the Disney font? Maybe you have, but you've never seen it sanctioned by Disney. That font is extremely recognizable. Everybody knows what it is. They are consistent with their font. Let's talk about their logo. They have two different logos that come to mind, and mostly it's the Disney ears or the outline of Mickey Mouse, but then there's also like the castle with the star. So we've seen a couple of those different Disney logos, and the other logo is the actual word Disney written in the special font. But have they ever really changed that logo? If you think about every Disney movie that you've watched all the way up from this year back to when Snow White came out, I believe in the 50s, that opening scene where they do the star shooting over the castle, that scene has not really changed. It's gotten better, it's gotten brighter, but in general, over the years, that's stayed the same. That castle is the same. The star going over in the background is the same. It's always the same. They are consistent in their brand. They're also consistent in their message, and they're consistent in their target audience. Disney is very much a brand for everybody, but obviously their target audience is for kids. Their movies are for kids. Now they've branched out. They've got own Marvel now, and they do a lot of other things too. But in general, Disneyland, Disney World, the Disney universe is known for kids. That's their target audience, is kids. So if we're gonna go back through and we're gonna think about Apple, everyone sees that Apple brand, they know the Apple brand. We're gonna think about Disney. We're going to think about the brand behind the business. They are consistent in everything they do. They're consistent in their font. They're consistent in their logo. They're consistent across the board. So what does that mean to you? To you, it means if these big companies are consistent with their brands, you as a small company need to be consistent with your brand as well. So let's talk about what that means. To be remembered is to be recognized. You need to stay top of mind with your sphere, with your group of people, the people that you're advertising to. When somebody thinks of realtor, you want to hold number one position for realtor in their minds. You have to be consistent with that brand that you put out there. So let's talk about what happens if you're not consistent with the brand that you're putting out there in the world for your sphere, for the universe to see. If you are not consistent with your logo, if you are not consistent with your colors, if you're not consistent with your fonts, if you're doing different things all the time, you're creating inconsistency, which actually hurts your business. It will damage your business because it builds mistrust with the people that are following you, watching you, or seeing what you do. Consistency creates trust. There is no middle ground. There is no, I'm just going to follow my narrow road and go straight down. There's either you're building trust by being consistent or you're breaking trust by being inconsistent. So I want you to sit back and think about your social media. I want you to think about your signs. I want you to think about, the message that you're giving out to the world about who you are. Are you using the same colors? Are you using the same fonts? Are you using the same logos? Are you being consistent in the message that you're sending out? Is your target audience narrow enough for your brand to make an impact on them? That's incredibly important too. So I want to talk about that right before we jump into the last topic of today, is who is your target audience? If you just say anybody or everybody who's interested in buying or selling, you're reaching reach is far too wide, and therefore you're fishing in far too big of a pond. Think about your target audience, who you want to reach out to. Maybe you want to focus on people, in the 250 to 500K house range. Just think about who your target audience is. Maybe it's buyers, maybe it's first-time home buyers, maybe it's listings, maybe it's just a certain area. Maybe you only want to focus on, the area that you live in, the city and the town that you live in. Think about your target audience and then work on creating your brand. So the last thing that we're going to talk about today is going to be how to easily create your brand in 5 minutes or less. The first thing I'm going to say is use Canva. Canva is a great tool. It's worth the $12 a month pay to have a Canva subscription. Use Canva and create your brand kit. Your brand kit on Canva is going to be a fantastic way for you to keep track of and use the same branding throughout all of your advertising, marketing, and social media. So they're going to ask you to pick a color scheme. So pick some primary colors and some secondary colors. For example, Realtor Mom Masterclass, the color is hot pink. That is the Realtor Mom color for my brand for Realtor Mom Masterclass. I have some secondary colors that include like a light blue, possibly a green, definitely grays and whites, black, but in general, my primary color is this pop of pink. I also have 3 different fonts. I have a main bold font, I have a body font, and I have a cursive font. So you're gonna create your color, you're gonna pick out your 3 fonts, you're also gonna create your logo. Make your logo something different than what everybody else has. Make it memorable. And that's the last thing that I'm going to leave you all with when we talk about creating your brand on Canva. You want to live and breathe your brand. Everything that you do every single day for your business, for your life, social media, your signs, you want to live and breathe and be a part of your brand. Your brand is who you are, and you are your brand. So when you are thinking about creating your brand and your colors and your fonts and living it every single day, you need to make sure that you're picking something that is very true to you. For me, it's Realtor Mom Masterclass. It's being a realtor and being a mom, having that bright pink color. Everything I do, I am living and breathing the mom life, the Realtor Mom life. That's what I do. So really dig deep in creating your brand and think about how you're going to utilize your brand to grow your business and how you're going to maintain consistency while you're doing it. Good luck, moms. I hope that you can do it. Always feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or comments or concerns about building your brand. Happy to help you.